Cheryl Green made headlines 2 years ago when she and her son were arrested for possessing cannabis plants and products.
We were told that someone snitched on us, on me, for growing cannabis plants at my home. It was my son's birthday party the night before, and there were a whole bunch of his friends there. And the very next day this happened. So what happened was, I was cleaning up, after the party, and we were all peaceful as we usually are at home. And suddenly the police barged in through our front gate, which I forgot to lock, and came knocking on the front door. And I have a very protective staffy, and he started growling because they were very aggressive, And I opened the door and went outside, and I said to the police, "What's going on? What do you want?" And I have glass panels in my front door, and my cannabis plants in the courtyard can be seen from there. And the one police person said, "That's what we came for." Yeah. So I explained how things work in my house, that I will not tolerate any disrespect or anything, and this is my house, and things get done here as I say. And then my staff was growling, and they threatened to shoot him in my home because naturally he was aggressive towards him, because they were aggressive towards me. So I had to put my dog away, and then they came in, and they said they're here to on suspicion of illegal cannabis possession. So I'm thinking, what's going on? There's the plants, those plants, they are illegal, you're not allowed to grow them, and you're not allowed to have them. I'm thinking, I said, well, this is my home. I think I can do and I will do as I please. It's my own property. No, it's not allowed, and blah, 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 and all the rest. And then some other very big guys with very big guns arrived. It was like a bloody invasion of sorts, we're peaceful people. With all these huge guns, I'm thinking, what is this, a war, Anyways, so then they, and they let my gardener come. Who's been with us for a while, he's brilliant in the garden. They let him come, and then they proceeded to pull out my plants in the courtyard, roots and everything. Still the soil on, they weighed it like that, all fresh plants, wet from soil, still from water in the roots and all that. They weighed it, and that's how they calculated the weight, which I dispute. And then they walked on, and I showed there were some other plants around the corner in a container. There were small ones there because one grows it in succession, so you always have enough for the medicinal purposes for my partner's illness. And then my gardener came into the courtyard, or rather they called him, and I went into the house and to check on my partner because he was stressing severely, and he really shouldn't in his condition. And suddenly I heard some commotion, and they beat my gardener. They beat him. And then the one drug squad member person handcuffed my gardener in my home, and I freaked out completely and went ballistic, and blah 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 and all the rest. And then they let him. I said to him, "Take it off now. Handcuffs, take it off. This is my home. You don't do this in my home. This is disrespectful." And they took it off, and he was obviously naturally very upset. I had to calm him down, and and then I had some more plants on the balcony upstairs, I think. Yeah, beautiful plants. And they went and pulled those out, and same procedure followed, waited with all the wet roots and soil and everything. And they were there for several hours. And I couldn't go to the toilet in my own home without some, can I say, shyster with a gun following me in my own home, So then they said they were they said they had to arrest someone. And actually I volunteered because my partner is disabled, you know. And so yeah, and then they explained this, how it's going to happen and what, and started writing out all the papers of arrested for possession and dealing, right? Okay. Because according to this ridiculous law, if you have plants or any form of this plant in your possession, any form whatsoever, you are naturally suspected of dealing.
Cheryl has a master's degree in natural medicine. Her partner has the same disease that famed South African rugby player Joost van der Westhuizen suffered from. And that is why she started making cannabis oil to help alleviate some of the symptoms that he suffered from.
I started him on a tiny amount of, just a little bit like 2 mils a night on this oil. I specifically had him take it at night because at night your body is at rest and the real healing takes place and you don't bombard it with all kinds of other things that you do during the day, like food and what. Yeah, so he took 2 mils and then eventually up to 5 mils every night. His progress virtually immediately started happening. He used to have extreme pain. He couldn't sleep. He used to get really bad cramps in his legs at night that kept him from sleeping. So from virtually right from the beginning, he started sleeping through without any cramps and without any pain. Okay, and this just got better and better. He even stopped snoring. He walks with a walker. He did at the time. He could start walking short distances without the walker. Now, after how many years of using this thing, you know? He started eating better. I mean, he was a bag of bones before. He started, this is another symptom of this disease, motor neuron disease, no appetite. Absolutely no appetite, nothing. I mean, if they don't eat, it wouldn't bother them. So he started getting a really good appetite. Obviously, my healthy cooking helped him also, and the super smoothies and all that. So everything improved. He started working again. He couldn't work in his workshop. He has a wood workshop at home, all the tools and stuff. He started working again. He didn't have the power in his arms and his body before to just walk to the workshop and walk. He started working again, you know, because this disease actually completely, it basically melts the flesh off the body. They have no flesh on them. Tremendous weight loss, tremendous, just skin over bones. So this started improving. He started working again. He started eating well, and he started getting back to a sense of normality as he was before this disease. He was at the point where he was ready to let the walker go almost permanently when this crap happened, you know. Now, motor neuron disease is a hell of a thing. It's terrible. It's very different from MS, which a lot of people confuse it, multiple sclerosis. And some people die soon after they contract the disease. So then here I come along and I lengthen his life and improve his health, and then suddenly that is removed. And he made, you won't believe it, Erica, the way he deteriorated after that back to full-blown motor neuron disease. He's now back where he started, before he started.
Her case goes to court this week, and armed with Richard Metcalf as her legal representative, she is confident that she will make positive strides towards the decriminalization of cannabis in this country.
My focus is entirely on natural medicine, obviously, and organic, clean herbs and all that. Herbalism is the study of the plants, their properties and the use of it, as opposed to herbology, which is just the study of plants. When I met my partner, I actually didn't know anything about this disease before I met him. Through studies that were done at the University of Mexico, like really amazing studies that were done, why cannabis in particular is so good to use in this particular disease and many other diseases, multiple other diseases, but I focused on motor neuron disease. And I discovered that humans and all mammals have a natural inbuilt cannabinoid receptors in our bodies. It's in our brain, it's in our nervous system, it's in some of our organs and all the rest. So when you take in cannabis, this immediately, you can imagine it going through your veins and stuff, immediately binds with these receptors. I mean, it is in mother's milk. I mean, essentially, this ridiculous law is very definitely not based on scientific proof. There's absolutely no scientific evidence or proof behind this law. I tell you why this law was instilled long ago, and that is not because it's a dangerous plant, which definitely is not. It is because this amazing, God-given, fabulous, wonderful plant is the biggest threat to big pharma, to big oil, and to big industry. And that is the bottom line of this stupid bloody law, honestly. Oh no, I'm very hopeful and very excited, and so is my attorney. We're really looking forward to court. Particularly since we know what we're talking about, you know, and particularly I have done all my research. I'm very hopeful for a very positive outcome because, you know, this whole thing essentially violates the Constitution, our very basic human rights.